to tonight's recap of Utopia.
Utopia!
It's a special banishment episode.
Sorry, I left that. Utopia!
Alright, you made up for it.
Alright.
So, either Red, Bella, or Bree.
Or the vesty hair hat guy with the big mustache and little pants.
One of them will be banished by the end of this episode.
Not the one you want. Alright, so Red hates socialism!
He's like, this is basically communism.
I want out of here. Check, please.
Well, Bella does not want to leave. She is campaigning to stay by relaxing.
Well, Bree has been reviewing her journal, and she gets a little pep talk from Rob. No pun intended. Alright, so...
I don't get it.
He's little.
Oh. Rob is like, don't let your relationship with Chris define your experience here. Show him that you're great or whatever.
Besides, Chris is an ass, but he's my best friend. Just kidding.
Okay. Well,
Josh and Ernesto are kind of mutually pissed that everybody's bullying Bella.
Yeah.
So he wants to take a stand.
Josh is really in Bella's corner now.
He always was.
I know.
He just couldn't tell everybody because they only meet in the dumpster.
Okay. Well, it's Kristen's turn to be in charge.
And she wants to privatize because she believes in capitalism.
So she was planning on having the individuals keep 60%
of the profits.
And 40% goes to the group. And the freaking group was outraged.
They were like, this sounds like greed.
How can you do that? I'm gonna be on welfare. Blah!
Yeah, I don't have a business. Does that mean I don't get money? Hello, you get the group money then. Or if you work for one of the businesses, then you get paid.
Yeah, so there's a lot of controversy over that. We'll come back to it.
Alright, so Hex and Amanda,
No.
they are...
Josh tells Bella.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. He gives her some advice. He's like, look, I'm working to get you to stay this week, but I'm gonna need you to lay low.
In other words, shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So Hex and Amanda, now we're ready for that.
They're discussing Kristen's privatization
They
plans.
don't like that because they are socialists.
They're like, this is gonna cause a class war. We can't have that.
Yeah. Because what, are some people going to be rich? And then there's going to be like really rich people and then like really poor people? Well, guess what? If you don't have any incentive to make money, then you're not going to want to do anything if you're just going to get money for doing nothing.
And then Amanda was all like, if we're going to do this, I can't guarantee that I'm not going to be like shifty and stab people in the back or whatever. Okay, so Josh.
He's got a new invention.
He's a regular old Thomas Edison.
It's called a bucket on a string.
Yeah.
And you would think that that's pretty straightforward, but it took quite a few prototypes.
They were all like, wow. It's to deliver food from the living area to the outside eating area.
Yeah. You know how many times that thing crashed before they realized we need to put a second string on that bucket? Yeah. All right, well, they're all hanging out, and Bella's like, Chris, can I take Cash out and give him some sun?
You guys forgot Cash is the
exercise. Baby cow. Cash cow. So Chris
is like, yeah, whatever. Just no,
don't take him out of the stable. And she's like, oh, he's an ass. I'll just do it anyway.
She's like, he's eating. He's not going to come out here.
I'm surprised because Bree was all hanging out. I thought she would go back and be like...
That's what I thought, too. I thought she was going to report back to Chris.
Or if she did, they didn't show it. So it's Sunday, and it's time for the Utopia. Bring your cash. And there's a lot of people, as usual. And Mike's at the door, taking tickets.
Making cracks at people.
Yeah. And, yeah, there's someone who he's a little interested in.
Seems like they're interested in him, too.
Well, Kristen is going around trying to whore out Josh. She's trying to get her prostitution business going.
Well, a few episodes back, she was talking about setting up like a date auction, so she wanted to try it out with Josh this week. Mm-hmm. So she found two guys who were willing to pay $200 for a double date with Josh.
Dinner. Double dinner date.
All right.
And more. If both parties are mutually willing.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So she asked him, and he's like, hell yeah, I've already got my tiny shorts on.
Oh.
And they're all like, mm-hmm.
Can't those shorts just, like, accidentally get burnt?
I don't. Then he'll have to wear nothing.
Oh.
All right. So Mike's like, well, I can't let Josh have all the fun. So he takes his new little girl aside, and
he went. It looked like he was on that fence again, where he was
walking around Dedeker.
Yeah.
And it's the dating fence, so he totally made out with that new girl, and she was all
awkward.
like, "Oops, yeah, I just ate your face. Oops, awkward."
Yeah.
All right, so all of a sudden, he wasn't thinking Polly was too awesome back in the past, but now it's all great.
Okay, so Bella and Bree, they're both nominated for banishment.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide they're gonna have a little chat. And now Bella's like, oh, Bree, you're great. Let's get Red out.
Yeah.
Let's work against him.
Too bad neither of you have a vote. All right, well, Josh is spending all night campaigning to get rid of Bree.
Right.
Because he thinks Red is good for the animals. And
and for the group.
Yeah. And he really has a secret crush on Bella. And she's getting better, kind of. She's not crying as much, at least.
That we know of.
All right, well, Bree and Ernesto have a little chat.
He's like, how are you doing? And she's just like, it's not really rough.
I'm surrounded by all these people, and America's watching me all the time. And so many people have come to me today saying how much I'm, how good I am and how much they really love me. But I'm feeling really alone. Okay.
All right, so they're counting up the money from the Utopian experience.
Mike
Pretty
says
significant.
$2,385 doll hairs.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, Kristen's changing her tune. She says, all right, you know what? 80% to the group and 20% to you, to the individuals.
And they're all like, yeah, that's great. We agree. And then there's a little conflict between Amanda and Kristen.
Amanda corners Kristen and is like, yeah, you don't have any kids. Who do you live with? And she's like, well, I live with my dog.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, so before, you know what, Amanda, you don't have any kids either. Yet. So
Maybe
she's
she
all
does.
like, well, I don't know. But she's making Kristen feel bad.
She's like, yeah, well, you just have your dog at home, but now you have to support 14 people.
Why? Is she the only one who has a business?
So then Kristen is really upset about that, and she goes and cries to Aaron because those two are really good friends.
Yeah, and it's funny because Aaron's like, Amanda, what does she have to offer?
Oh.
Nothing.
All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit. Red had a little bit of a health scare.
He had to go to the hospital because he had a cut on his finger and it got worse. It got infected. It turns out he had a bone infection. He had an infection in his knuckle and in the joint. And did he spend 36 hours
That's what
at the hospital?
it sounded like he said, yeah.
And that could have easily gone into his bloodstream, so...
Could have been very dangerous.
He was pretty upset, and...
When he came back, he was speaking in front of the group about what happened. He thanked Nikki. He was like, Doctor, you saved my life. He was getting pretty emotional about it.
And he's like, you know what? That could happen to any one of you.
Mm-hmm.
One little cut like that.
Yep.
He doesn't want to leave. He segues into, you know what? I don't want to leave, but my family depends on me, so if you want to vote me out, there won't be any hard feelings.
All right, well.
It's time for Josh's dinner date.
Woo!
The guys show up with bouquets.
I think he had some bouquets for them, too.
Some tiny bouquets.
Yeah, so they start off their date with some fishing because they want to catch their dinner, I guess.
You know, this is what part of the show where I could make some worm jokes or penis jokes, but I'm going to take the high road and I'm just going to say they had a really nice time.
It seemed like they were enjoying each other's company.
But dinner got cut short because Rob's like, you guys got to get out of here because we're about to vote.
I hope they got their money's worth.
I hope they got something.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
$200 is a lot.
That's pretty
for
steep.
dinner. All right, so it's time for the voting. But first, I feel like I'm on Big Brother now.
Yeah.
But first, let's hear from the
three
house
nominees.
guests. Yeah. All right.
So they go in one at a time to speak in front of the group.
Bella goes first. Guys, yeah, so I've only lived with my 2 cats, Little Simba, and I forgot the other one's name before, and I never had 14 roommates, so I might not, like, be very social, but I really want to stay.
Seemed like a lot of people really responded well to her speech.
Yes.
They liked that she didn't cry.
Mm-hmm.
They were like...
Because that's annoying, right, Hex?
Yeah.
All right, and Red was all like...
Not gonna kiss butt.
I'm a rough guy, had a rough start, whatever.
Alright, Bree comes in and she's like, I suck and I'm sorry I messed up the barn and the animals and I want to say.
And they were all like, yeah. So they have a discussion, or they go around the table.
They
Everybody
vote.
gives their reason if they are voting the same or if they change their vote.
I find it really interesting that we haven't seen any secret ballots so far.
Yeah. Well, that would be too much work for them, I think. So they probably just want to keep it out in the open in terms, because they don't have any MC, any host that's on site.
Rob.
Who cares? All right, so Red gets 9 votes.
Ooh.
Bella gets 1 vote. And Bree gets 2.
All right.
So they don't know yet. So in real Julie Chen style, they're like...
Bring them out, bring them out.
And Rob gave an okay speech. He was like, yeah, we love you all, but bye, Red.
Yeah. He's out. So we were treated to a little montage of some of Red's best moments.
And nobody crushes a can of pickled horseradish like Red. Ugh.
You can't fix stupid. He loved that phrase.
I loved it too.
He still loves that phrase, I'm sure.
So next time, meaning Friday show, because...
Tuesdays no more.
Oh.
How are they going to squeeze everything into one episode a week?
How many weeks can we keep this show on the respirator before it finally dies?
I don't know, but next week, Mike is in charge and he brings the law.
Oh boy. And Nikki has some nutrition concerns with Erin.
That's right.
And since we lost one, there's new peeps on the horizon.
Ah.
There's a vegan lady, a bi lady.
She's all for animal rights and...
She cleans houses topless.
That's her job?
Yeah, and she's got 2 kids.
All right.
All right, and there's a bald guy. I think he's like 39. He's a farmer, and he's off the grid.
Oh, Bella!
Yeah, that's perfect for her, because she wants to have sex and pop out a baby. In Utopia.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let us know what you guys thought of this episode. Are you happy that Red's gone? Are you like whatever? And which new Utopian are you hoping will join the group?
So, till next time, much
Much
love.
love. Edit.